Well, welcome everyone to our August Jersey Proof Update here at Select Sires. We're certainly glad you're taking the time to join us today or viewing this later. It'll be recorded and on our different media channels. And it's certainly great to be back in Ohio again, sitting with Mark Boland. Mark, you didn't get to participate in this in April because you had just had a new son born.
Yep.
How's Bennett doing today?
Wonderful.
Great. Bet he's missed you since you've been down here this week.
Yeah, but I miss him.
I'm betting on it. It's been a great week of data for Select Sires. We're certainly excited about what this proof run gave us. And somebody asked me Tuesday, so how were proofs? And I'm going with steady. That's about what I think they were. They're very exciting. We had some changes in cheese merit and some of the merit formulas. You got to readjust your scale too on net merit, cheese merit, grazing merit. But overall, JPI, JUI, a steady day in the proof business. But we got some exciting bulls to talk to you about to start with today. But I want to mention our lifetime sales to start with. Chrome, you might have noticed, we announced during Jersey Youth Academy this year that he set the record for sales at a little over 527,000. Now he's over 530 with July sales, almost 531 actually. And when we finish this presentation today, there'll be a section a video at the end that Joel's put together, the great award-winning communication team here at Select Sires that works hard to get all this information out to everybody. We certainly appreciate all they do and the directories and everything, Mark. But Chrome's a leader in the clubhouse for us and still selling.
Yep. And if you notice, our Oliver P moved up to number 4 now and still alive and doing well, making semen. Daughters are looking good. You also have Matt, Lemonhead, and Disco, who are all still alive and well and still climbing up these lists. So it's good to see live bulls on our lifetime sales list that we currently have.
You know, you bring up a good point, Mark. Oliver P is a bull that's never been the number one bull in the breed. Beretta was number one for 14 proof cycles. And Oliver P, the demand for jerseys has grown. But we want to start off by talking about our graduates today. We had 4 Jersey graduates into the Select Sire program. The first one I'm going to talk about is a Jersey Land Sires developed calf out of their Primus, their female program. He is 7J1630 Kestrel P. Kestrel's a Comanche son out of Machete Key Charm, scored very good in her own right. And look at the production. He is an outlier. The number 1 milk bull in the breed at 25.11 and number 1 for pounds of protein at 66. He's 123 CFP. He ranks high on all the merits. He's 642 cheese. And he's a bull that is really what you see. Those daughters over on the right there, Mark, you got to help picture. The top one, I believe, super nice uddered cow, and isn't she dairy?
Oh, yeah. The cows I've seen out of this bull are just dairy framed from head to tail. They got big, wide, high rear udders, as you can see. I mean, they just look like they spell milk.
Yep, he's a bull that is an outlier, and if you look at his yield deviations, he's got some room to go up. So it's pretty amazing. Genomics said he was 1,800 pounds of milk. But now with 108 daughters in his herd or in his proof and 22 different herds, he's at 2,500 and his yield deviation is still higher. So we're looking really excited about what this pole bull brings to our lineup.
And the next bull we have is also from our partners at Jersey Land Sires, is 7JE1662 Firestar. The Baltazar out of a 90-point daybreak, a bull that you love the production still at almost 800 pounds of milk. It's 519 for his cheese merit, a bull that's you really like for JPIs as he ranks 17th. He's 14th for cheese merit. Just an all-around balanced bull. And to top it all off, this bull is a fertility king in our book. He's a 3.0 SCR bull. Carries that Fertility Pro designation on both conventional and sex semen. Just a bull that I think a lot of places can use and also be an A2A2.
And he's got a lot of data, Mark, 189 daughters out there in this proof. So this bull's well sampled, certainly a nice addition.
And another bull we have from Jersey Land, actually 3 of the 4 that we graduated into our proven lineup came from our Jersey Land partners, is 1638 Respect. The Quinn from an 87 Volcano, 99 on his JPI. You love the 288 daughters in his summary for his production proof. He's number 4 for somatic cell at 267. So you know he's very low somatic cell. And I'd like to note that he's 0.5 on his mastitis. So a bull that's higher in the mastitis column for CDCB than the breed average for sure. He's a top 40 cheese merit bull, being 429, and he's in the top 40 for JPI. Just a bull that you love. The daughters that you've loved, dairy frames, big high wide rear udders, 0.9 on his SCR. So just an all-around balanced bull.
And a bull that's number 2 on type in the breed at 2 points of type, 13 on JUI. Really have liked the daughters I've seen of this bull out there. They're shallow uddered, just really fancy uddered high wide rear udders, great fore udders on these young respect daughters. So a bull that's got 74 daughters scored, Mark. A lot of information in this bull's proof already.
And as you can see, he's 13 JUI. So, I mean, well above average for the breed.
Our last graduate is no stranger, a really high-selling young bull for us, G-Force bull in Kiowa P, bred at Alum Farms Partnership out in California. He's a Baltazar son out of the Nikon Key Lady, homozygous pole dam. You know, Alum, there's 2 graduates this time that are polled, both out of this same cow family. This bull, 79 JPI, over 412 cheese, so he's over 400 cheese, plus in mastitis at 0.2, which is what you want. And he's right at 10 on JUI. And he is a fertility pro. He's a bull that carries the logo at the top. He also is 3.5 on his SCR. He's been a bull that has sold well because of the fertility this bull brings to the table. And it's great to see these genomic G-Force bulls graduate with confidence. And this bull, 119 daughters and 25 herds. Mark, you've seen some of them, and they're pretty good uddered as well.
Yeah, they also carry that height to width to the rear udder that you love to see. They're dairy frames. I really enjoy the picture that Tim Bumgardner from Jersey Boys out in California had done, as that cow is just phenomenal.
And he's put her on Facebook several times from the time she first freshened, and you can see why. What a great uddered young cow. And I got the opportunity to walk those cows a couple weeks ago, and the Kiowa Peas are standing out, no doubt about it. So he was a very logical bull for us to graduate into the program. We always like to talk about different traits at Select and what are our high bulls. The first ones we're going to go through are JPI. And as I said, the JPI was pretty consistent this time, not a lot of changes. But we've already talked about the bull that heads the list of our proven progeny, Kestrel P, at 139 JPI. Stony, a bull that has been out in the market for a couple years, is our leading seller this year so far. And the reason why, people just love the daughters. They're super uddered young cows. And we'll talk about some of these bulls, but then you get to the bottom of the page and you see Tucker, one of the high G-Force bulls that was released earlier this year, all can. A new release now in August, Graduate, that was syndicated in the All-American sale, Goals P. So we've really got some diverse pedigrees that you like to see. We're going to start out with Stony. He's still a high-ranking bull, top 10 for cheese merit in the breed, number 11 for JPI. And what a great pedigree. Several excellent dams behind this bull. Stoney's from our AG Accelerated Genetics product line, 578 cheese merit today, 2,500 daughters in his proof already, and 916 scored. So a bull that's got a lot of data that's added to the system. Mark, I believe you helped picture a couple of these.
Yeah, so we've been picturing these daughters for a while out of this bull, and they just don't change. They have beautiful udders. They're dairy cows, got plenty of strength. You can walk through a barn and pick them out as easy as anything, and they don't change. And they're just all around sound cows. And also the bull is fertile. I mean, he's 0.6 SCR. He's getting used heavy, so he just continues to improve.
And he carries that Robot Pro and Feed Pro logo. Amp's a bull, a kilowatt son, from out at Desert Park in Oregon, a bull that graduated in April, 116 JPI. He's still in the top 15 for JPI. He's top 25 for cheese merit. He's a bull that has the DPR that you really like to see. He's game changer for daughter pregnancy rate at 2.7, but he still has that balance of production that gets you the JPI. He's 2.3 on his SCR, A2, and there's a beautiful group shot of Amp daughters taken out at Wickstrom's in California. Just a really nice uddered group of cows. We've really enjoyed the udders, and he keeps getting a little better on udder depth every time. I think he's going to continue to trend that way from what we're seeing out in the field. I mentioned Tucker earlier. He's been released since February in a super genomic young bull from our partner Steve Rowley down in Mississippi. He's the Daniel son, out of the World Cup. Next dam's a jammer, and he still ranks as the number 6 JPI young bull of the breed. He's number 7 for cheese merit at 716 cheese merit. He just does check so many boxes. He's a DWP specialist at 641. He's A2, 14.5 JUI, 90 CFP, and a bull that we're just starting to get sons into our program. I saw one in the genomic file this week, so we're starting to get calves to come back in on matings from him from his early semen, and we're just really excited about Tucker in the marketplace. Allcan, a bull we purchased from Transova Genetics. He's a VJ heavy son, a little Danish influence for our program, out of a Viceroy, out of a Blitz. He's a bull with really nice percents at 0.23 fat, 0.12 protein. He's over 250 pound of milk, 141 JPI, 613 cheese merit. He's a number 13 JPI young bull of the breed, and he's over 600 DWP dollars. He carries that Grays Pro logo along with Feed Pro. Available in sex semen, A2, just a really nice outcross balance bull to use that's 100 CFP on a lot of the traditional select sire lines. The bull that I'm really excited about that's just coming out from Brentwood Farms. He sold in the All-American last year with a big chunk of the money going to the Jersey Youth Academy that we here at Select Sires really believe in and are honored to be able to participate with them when U.S. Jersey brings those young people in from all over the country. He's a Chrome son out of an excellent Got Made, then an excellent Isaac, then an 89-point Ayatollah, a 92-point Centurion, a 90-point Avery, and then the 92-point Beretta Prize. It's a family that if you followed Brentwood, they're cows that are just tremendous, open frame dairy cows with beautiful udders and have made a legacy for Bob Bignami and the late Harlan Asklin that have just done wonderful things for the Jersey breed, the genetics behind this bull. And it's certainly great to get another generation mark into the Select Sires barns. 12.6 JUI on this bull, 641 cheese, 728 milk. He just does a lot of things right. He's a bull that I think we'll see a lot of use out of this fall in breeding projects because what a pedigree.
I'd just like to point out, look at that bar chart. I mean, solid all the way to the right, just balanced bull and bar chart that we don't see very often as much anymore.
No, and it comes from that deep cow families that are behind him. We've talked about other bulls in our lineup like Archie that has that deep maternal pedigree. We talked about Stoney. He's got 5 out of 6 excellent dams as well. Those bulls continue down the path, and he's the number 22 young bull in the breed for JPI. So Graduate, certainly happy to have him making semen and be a part of the syndicate for Jersey Youth Academy.
Next, we got our cheese merit stars. I think cheese merit overall went up amongst the breed this time. Not sure exactly what the average was, but as you can see, we talked about Kestrel, we talked about Stoney, we talked about Firestar. A bull that we're going to talk about next here in a bit is Steph P. As you see, Amp, and then we got Shocker and our proven bulls. Similar bulls down in our G-Force as our JPI, but a bull I'd like to point out is Hoopty P, just a bull that had a really nice day that we'll talk about here in a bit. Goals P, another bull we'll talk about here in a bit. And then followed by Phil, Chatham, Allcan, just bulls that just continue to keep improving proof after proof. And as I said, we talk about 7JE 1570 JX Steph P, a bull that's been known for his cheese merit, cows that just look great doing it. He's 101 on his JPI, 1,547 pounds of milk, and a 92 CFP on almost 2,600 daughters in his production proof. Just really outstanding. He's 1.8 on his JUI, but I personally, when I see these cows, I think they're better uttered than what his proof says. He's A2. As you said, he's number 16 for cheese merit, and he also came from our Jersey Land partners. as many bulls have. Shocker also came from our Jerseyland partners. He's number 27th for cheese merit. He's a Bancroft out of the Visionary, out of an Action. Just a balanced bull, 780 pounds of milk, 461 on his cheese on 91 daughters, A2 to go along with the positive SCR at 0.5. And on top of that, a 6.6 JUI, just a couple of daughters here to the right of your screen. Balanced cows, got plenty of strength. Just looks like they excel in production. The bull I mentioned a little bit ago is 14JE 1830 Hoopty. He's in our G-Force lineup. He's the number 21 young bull in the breed for cheese merit at 123 JPI, and then he's 661 cheese. A bull that's 800 pounds of milk on 122 CFP with 74 pounds of fat plus percents pulled on top of it. It's 572 on his DWP. Just a bull that I really personally like. Just kind of does a little bit of everything and adds that pulled gene to the top of it. Goals, another pulled bull that I mentioned earlier. He's a Dashel from an Avon Clay, pictured to the right of your screen, from a 7 that was bred at Jersey Boys. He's 136 JPI. He's 641 cheese. And if I remember right, he's the number 1 active young pulled bull in the breed. Did I get that right?
I think so.
Just making sure.
Data runs together at this point.
Yes, it does. I think, and if I remember, I did some sorts before. He's 6'7" for his productive life. I believe that is the number 1 pulled productive life bull in the breed. But he's a pulled bull that's 1.2 DPR, something that when you put the pulled in, you kind of lose the DPR. We're kind of proud of this bull. He held it. He's 552 cheese, positive on his wellness trait dollars, A2. He carries that gender selected logo, and he's Feed Pro. So just a bull that we feel that can do a lot for the customers. Another one, 14JE 1924 Phil. He's the Daniel son from Pogba Suzanne, pictured there on the right of your screen, from a Mackenzie. 133 JPI, 631 cheese merit dollars, almost 800 pounds of milk, and 103 CFP. 4.2 on his JUI. Another DWP bull, A2. He's gender selected. He's Robot Pro, and he's got that Feed Pro logo. Just a bull that we feel can really do a lot for the customer.
A bull that's got a lot of CFP and flow and cheese merit, and a bull that I don't think the market's found yet. Mark, hadn't been out that long, but really a nice bull to talk about today.
Another bull we're going to talk about in the accelerated lineup is 14J 1873 Foxworth from the 90-point chrome, pictured at the right of your screen, or the Grand Dam pictured at the right of your screen. Sorry. He's 6'10" on his cheese merit dollars, 126 JPI, almost 600 pounds of milk, 286 on his cell, 10.2 on his JUI. He's A2. Just a bull that checks a lot of boxes for everyone. And we really love that chrome cow there on the right. As we've seen, she's in several maternal pictures, bulls that we've had.
Yeah, and this bull I really put in here. I know we're in the cheese merit section, but he's 100 on calf livability, 100 on calf scours, and 105 on calf respiratory. That's really something the Jersey breeds told us we need to look at, is calf livability, these calf traits. So that's one of the reasons that we put him in this slide set. Talking about CFP bulls, we've talked about a lot of these. We just like to give you some ranges. You look at the top 5 bulls, 123 down to 92. A lot of the proven ones we've talked about already, but 128 CFP on Birdie. And you still see Graduate at 98 CFP. So those are the top bulls in the select family of products that we have to offer. We're going to start out with Triumph, the number 2 milk bull in the breed behind Kestrel P. He's 2270 of milk, 120 CFP, so he's number 8 in the breed for CFP. He's our number 2 bull for CFP. He's a bull that 446 cheese. He's got over 530 daughters now. You just love the flow this bull brings back to the breed. And he's also a sharp, clean dairy bull. He's a bull that just has that dairiness that you love to see. And really close front teat placement. A bull that's a breed leader for that. Came from the River Valley Partnership. From Cash In, out in California, a titanium son named Salsa P. You notice we have a lot of different polled options for you now. This one's a titanium out of a Venerable, out of a Mercedes. He's 926 pound of milk, 49 of fat, 44 of protein, 93 CFP, 256 DWP dollars. He's over 6 on JUI. And look at his SCR. He settles cows at 2.7. So a proven bull with great SCR that can bring some polled calves to your place. Just a great opportunity here in Salsa P. Birdie, we mentioned earlier, he's the highest CFP young bull at Select. He's top 10 in the breed at 128. He's 1,000 of milk, 567 cheese merit, 8.1 on JUI. He's a Butkus out of a Viceroy, out of a Mackenzie. Murdoch, Sire Father Force, 1905 is his number. He's from the Jersey Land Sires Partnership. He's a Erlacher out of a Viceroy. He's 130 JPI, 612 on his cheese merit. He's a bull that has a nice balanced bar chart to the right. He's A2, and BB. Morrow is a bull that's just getting released of Steve's son from Jersey Land. 122 JPI, 605 cheese, 114 CFP. Steve out of a Viceroy, out of a Magnum. Just another nice production bred bull. 0.24 on his fat percent, 0.07 on protein, 114 CFP. Kimber's a bull, an Erlacher son from Cash In out in California that's 565 cheese and 101 CFP. He's 14.2 on his JUI, 570 DWP. He's A2. He's just a bull that does a lot of things right, and he does them extremely well. He on the CFP, 850 pounds of milk with those type of components. Just a real balanced bull that carries that Robot Pro logo. A bull that we're excited to get calves on the ground. We should start getting genomic results any day now. 614 JE 1885 Jaden. Jaden's a Dashel son from Jersey Boys out of a Mackenzie. He's 124 JPI, but he's 604 cheese. He's a bull that's 607 DWP. He's 4.3 on JUI. His dam's an 86-point Mackenzie. And you just love to see that cow at the feed bunk when you walk those cows. She's always standing at the feed bunk eating, just doing a great job. And that's where that 101 pounds of CFP comes from.
Next, we're going to talk about our milk stars. You've heard a lot about them in Kestrel, Steph, Salsa. And then we get down to the young bulls. We got Amsterdam, bull that we haven't mentioned yet. Chatham, Simpson, Herbie just talked about, Birdie. We got Goals, Kimber. Just a lot of bulls and a lot of production amongst these bulls. First, we're going to talk about 7JE 1490 Greg. It's the ballistic from a dimension, then the reaction. He's 106 on his JPI, 442 on his cheese, 935 for production, on his milk production, 32 of fat, 43 of protein. Just a bull that you really like the daughters of. I've walked Kings here in Ohio, that the owners of that top picture earlier, a couple weeks ago. She's getting ready to go dry again. Looks phenomenal. Looks like she's at calve in and add some more points. But a bull that's 467 on his DWP. And I'd like to point out that 107 wellness trait dollars, 105 on his mastitis, just an all-around balanced Zoetis data on this bull with an SCR of 1.4. So just a bull that you really love and that can add some production. 7JE 1684 Amsterdam, a got made from the Pilgrim pictured there at the right, then a Critic P, 117 on his JPI, 574 on his cheese merit, 1,300 pounds of milk with 37 pounds of fat and 52 pounds of protein, giving him 89 CFP. DWP of 519, positive SCR, another mastitis 101, so positive on his Zoetis mastitis, just a bull that you really like. 7JE 1789 Chatham is an Enzo from Lemonhead Carnival, then a Pharaoh, goes back to a national grand champion from our partners at Jersey Land. He's 129 on his JPI, 630 on his cheese merit dollars, 1222 on his milk with 86 pounds of CFP, 287 cell, 3.6 on his GI, 350 DWP, and A2. They just pictured his full sister, I believe, maybe earlier this year. She's pictured there on the right, just the cow you love the udder, the attachments, the straightness of lines, and big, strong, powerful front-ended cow. And this bull carries our Feed Pro logo as well. Then we got 7JE 1948 Whalen. I believe he's either released this month or coming out next month. I looked earlier and I can't remember. He's a thrasher from a Got Made, then the Lionel at Dupat. Bull that's 123 on his JPI, 603 cheese, just nearly almost 1,000 pounds of milk, 77 CFP, 1.2 DPR, 286 cell. A2, just the bull that I think that people are going to find for the market, having that production and that positive DPR to go along with the 6.1 JUI.
Talking about some fat percents, you can see we've talked about Stony, but bulls with double-digit 0.16 to 0.38, all in the proven program, Lemonhead, Victorious, Mega Power, Respect, Stony. And then when you go to the G-Force bulls, Bosa, Dillich, Magician. We're going to start with Mega Power. He's the Megatron son out of the T-Bone. He is 0.16 fat percent, over 7 on JUI. He's a bull that's added a lot of daughters. He's up to 1,616 daughters. His dam's an excellent cow in her own right. Just a real balanced cow. You see the daughters on the right. You can pick these daughters out when you walk in herds. They are taller and they have a lot of strength. Lemonhead, a bull that is in the AG product line. He's the Sampson son from Steinhauer's in Wisconsin. He's approaching that 10,000 daughter mark now with over 3,300 scored, 7 on his JUI, and a great SCR bull at 1.6. And he's 0.16 fat percent. A bull that's done it and proven it time and time again from our AG product line. A young bull, Bosa, a Chrome son out of a Drew. I saw this Drew 2 weeks ago, fresh again there at Grand Islands. Just a beautiful young cow, super uddered. She's pictured there on the page, and I think she's gotten better, Mark. JUI right at 21, 592 DWP, just a bar chart blowing to the right on 4 udder and rear udder height. Great teat placement. And when you see the dam again this time, Mark, this fall, when you go out, I think you're going to really be impressed with the way she's matured. Dillich is a Basalt daughter from our son out of the Transova product line. A little different pedigree for out of a Blitz, out of a Homer. A bull that's 582 cheese. We used him as a sire father early on for us. He is A2. And he's a bull that's 0.26 fat percent. Remington is a bull from Legendary out in Beaver, Oregon, out of a 90-point Chrome. So a Steve out of a Chrome, out of a Machete. He's right at 10 on JUI. Just a bull that's really balanced with a deep pedigree, 0.22 fat percent, 64 pounds of fat, 583 cheese.
And then we got our DPR stars, a bull that you don't hear a lot about, but me and Herbie personally really think a lot of this bull named Closer. Then you Amp, Dorman, talked about Firestar, and we'll talk about Mr. Swagger here when we get to our showcase bulls. Another showcase bull topping our DPR list for our G-Force bulls and Magician. And then the breed changer, in my opinion, is Thrasher. You got his sons coming down the line behind him. Bull we're going to talk about, and we talked about already, his goals. And then we have Sturgis. As I mentioned, Closer, 7JE 5052 Closer from the River Valley product line, an Ironman from a 90 points Pharaoh, and then the Valentino. He's 492 on his pounds of milk. He's 280 on his cell, and that 3.2 DPR is just a game changer. On top of being, he's 0.7 on his CDCB Mastitis, 100 on his Mastitis for Zoetis, A2. He's 2.2 SCR. We've missed a couple of these, but there's a logo up at the top, that little green symbol. That's our Mastitis Pro. A bull that carries that is positive for CDCB Mastitis, as well as over 100, I think, on his Zoetis Mastitis. So
and a low cell count.
And a low cell count.
All three of them.
But I'd like to point that out. We missed that a couple bulls ago. But yeah, that's something that we just started, but I want to point out amongst the bulls that we have right now. Next, we have Dorman, the Dazzler from Oak Lane, or the Chisel from Oak Lane out of the Dazzler, and then the Valentino bull that's 2.5 for DPR, almost 6 on his JUI, carries that Grazing Pro logo. He's 412 DWP, and some daughters on the right that you really love the udders and the strength of these cows. Then we got the Thrasher himself from our Jerseyland partners, the Pilgrim from the Viceroy at CDF. He's 112 on his JPI, he's 506 on his cheese merit, almost 800 pounds of milk, 2.7 DPR. Just a bull that we feel has added that trait to our sons and stuff that we have in stud here. He's A2, and he comes available as sex semen, obviously. A Thrasher son in 14 JE 1921 Crispin from our accelerated line. He's a Thrasher out of the 4-net pictured here at the right of your screen. 110 JPI, 506 cheese, 600 pounds of milk, 2.4 DPR, 526 on the DWP, and the A2. Then we have another full brother to the previous one, and 7 JE 1956 Callan. Thrasher from the 4-net again. He's a little higher at 123 JPI. It's 528 cheese. Higher in his production at 822 of milk, 281 cell, 62 productive life, 23 DPR. He's 509 on his DWP and A2 as well. Also, I'd like to point out he is 10.2 on his JUI. So just an all-around balanced bull that I think the market will find.
On our PL bulls, we've got Dorman you just heard about. There's a big group of them, all over 3.4. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat section. We're monitoring that as well. But then you got your G-Force bulls that we'll talk about. Great group of bulls from 5.2 all the way up to 6.7 on productive life. Ensign's the bull we're going to start with in this. He's a Kiowa P son. Kiowa P graduated today or this week, and this bull's still plus for DPR. Nice somatic cell, plus for mastitis. 104 on his Zoetis. He carries that designation for mastitis resistance at the top of the page. He's over 14 on JUI. He's got a high SCR at 1.9. And his dam's a disco pictured there on the right of the page. Just a really balanced cow. Bull that sold in the All-American sale, and we're certainly glad that he's here at Select Sires, making some really outstanding health trait offspring. Sturgis is a Dashel from the Primus program out in California, and he's 518 cheese. He's in Generations product line. He's a bull that's 578 DWP, nice bar chart to the right at 13 JUI, and he's plus on SCR. He carries that Graze Pro designation at the top of the page. Pot of Gold, a release this spring, a bull that we're pretty excited about, a Miami son out of a got made that was bred at Jersey Boys, but comes from Clover Farms in Southern Illinois. A bull that's just shy of that 600 cheese merit mark. He's over 500 of milk. A bull that's 13 JUI. Another bull from Steve Riley down in Mississippi. Darbin, 1818. He's 587 on his cheese merit, 827 of milk, 77 CFP, 625 DWP. We talk about mastitis a lot. That's one of the things that our people have brought up to us a lot that we need to be working for. Our sire committee that meets every spring told us we need to look at mastitis and Zoetis mastitis because we need to make some gains in the breed. So you really want to look at these bulls to try to get there. Holstein has done a really nice job of the health traits, been on the program a little longer because they had the data a little before we did in the Jersey breed. But I think this is something to make profitable cows that you don't have to treat. And a bull that's been a big seller for a long time, our number 2 seller this year, Matt, is a great mastitis bull. 2.5 on his CDCB mastitis with over 4,000 daughters. He's the Irwin son out of the T-Bone. He just is a balanced bull with a great SCR. He was the number 1 bull in Australia. We don't have those results this week yet. Hopefully they'll be out by the first of the week, and we can find out if he's retained that title in a big grazing market. But you can see the beautiful daughters side profile pictures on the right of your screen. And he does have that wonderful 2.5 CDCB mastitis. Fringe is a young bull, a Miami son out of a McKenzie. developed at Victory Farms out in South Dakota. That's right at 12 on his JUI. He's in our top 6 sellers this year because he's just such a balanced bull. A Rowan son. We haven't talked about Rowan in a while, and here's a son that's coming out, I think this month. 554 cheese, 574 DWP, over 10 JUI, and a bull that's right there, minus 0.1 on CDCB mastitis, so he's break even right there at that level, and he's still 70 CFP. Zoetis mastitis, anything over 100. 100's breed is supposedly average, and you can see these bulls all over 100 that are listed on your screen, and we'll talk about a few of those as well. Of Zrixon son from Victory Farm that was born in our art program, out of Disco Nebula, a disco that was bred in New York. Just a real balanced bull, a bull that's 428 cheese merit, but he's 104 Zoetis mastitis, 2.86 on his cell. Deep cow family behind this disco, back to highbred breeding in Iowa, 2.86 on his somatic cell. And then Zrixon himself, he's a bull that's 102 on Zoetis mastitis, and a bull, a Craze son, that's 13.7 on JUI.
Then we got our DWP stars, a lot of bulls we've talked about already in our proven list right there. Then a few different ones down here at the bottom in our G-Force bulls, and L's, Macomb, Saturn at the bottom of the list right there. So then we're going to start with 14 JE 1941 Dirk, Thrasher's son from Chiseldella herself, 116 on his JPI, 557 cheese merit, positive DPR. That's DWP 678, just a bull that's really extreme for that trait. Has sex semen available, A2, just a bull that you love, and then on top with that 12.3 JUI. Next, we got 7J 1933 L's, another Thrasher from Pogba Suzanne at Victory, 121 on the JPI, 536 cheese, 607 DWP, all over 100 on that mastitis, lameness, metritis, A2, positive on the DPR. Just a bull that fits that health and that DWP lineup. Then we got Macomb, an Erlacher from the Chrome Loretta cow down here at Steve Rowley's, 110 JPI, almost 500 pounds of milk, positive DPR, break even on his CDCB mastitis, and over 101 on that Zoetis mastitis, so that gives him that Mastitis Pro logo, and then 589 on his DWP.
Talking about some type stars right quick, we all know Chrome. We'll just jump right in. And I do have a question since we're on Chrome. What is Select's plan going forward with JNS? And you can see that he shows JNS C1. That means he is a JNS carrier. Thank you, Amy Maxwell, for asking that question. You know, we're putting a hard line. We're still bringing in some high bulls that are JNS, but if they're not extreme and bring something to the breed that the breed we feel must have, then we don't bring those in anymore. It's just same as we did with JH1. If they're an outlier and need to be brought in because the breed can benefit more than what it brings to have the haplotype in the population, then we're still going to bring them in. But for the most part, we're taking a hard line saying no unless they're extreme. So thanks for that question. But Chrome is the number one type bull in the breed at 2.2. $3,200 scored now, over 8,800 in his production proof. A bull that needs no introduction, makes the right kind of cow. Then we move into our Chrome sons. You got Ladson, a bull at 2.1 on type, 22 on JUI, in our 250 product line Generations, A2. And I just love his dam pictured there at the top right. Went 88 back in July when they scored out at Victory Farms where she's being milked for our JART program. Just a beautiful open rib dairy cow. When Louis Casatordo and I were out there this spring, Mark, we raved about her pretty hard.
I can't wait to go see her in September when we get to go back, since I haven't seen her in a long while.
She's tremendous cow. Just love the frame, the rib, and the beautiful width of that rear udder she has. Candyman needs no introduction. Great cow family. Won at Madison. Just a tremendous bull. Been a great addition for us. 1.9 on type, 18.7 on JUI, and a bull that you just love the udder depth, the front teat placement, the fore udder to the right, and that's where this great type's coming from. Another chrome son in Anders from Valsigna, over 9 on JUI, 1.6 on type. Hole in One, a bull that a lot of people would have led with because he is the sire of the number one female in the breed now, a Miami son out of a Mackenzie that was out at Victory Farms. 589 cheese, 10.9 JUI, and still 1.5 on type. JUI, we still have a lot of high bulls. Texas, Victorious, Mr. Swagger, Casino, Chrome, Respect, Oliver P. You see new graduates, you see old reliables, and you see bulls that are in showcase. So we try to have something for everyone here at Select Sires. The G-Force bulls, we've talked about Ladson and Bosa, Candyman. Just a great, great group of bulls that you see listed there. And we're going to take a little time. Texas, over $7,000, over 2,000 scored, 21 on JUI. Oliver P., a bull that we talked about leading off that's moved into number 4 in sales, and you get those customer satisfaction stars on the screen. And you see that Foxtrot just got raised to 94. Great cow pictured there at the bottom on the right side of the screen. Pro-Am, another 250 bull, an Erlacher son out of Disco Patty, over 17 on JUI and 500 DWP. Beautiful dam pictured there at the top right of the slide. 442 cheese, 17.8 JUI. Great package coming here, and certainly looking forward to him being in the Generations product line. Knox is from our Jersey Land partnership, bred at Pine Tree, though. They purchased it from Pine Tree. And a bull that's 16.5 JUI, and Mark really has found a market around the world and a DWP of over 517.
We're going to talk about, I think, 3 of our showcase bulls that we have in the lineup right now. Just specifically showcase, it kind of speaks for itself, but bulls that we kind of like. And our deep pedigreed bulls. First one we're going to talk about is 7JE 1605 Swagger. A couple of the daughter photos over there on the right, but a bull that's 16.8 JUI, A2. Just a bull that really can add some height and width to that rear udder. Shallow udders, as you can see in his bar chart, add some stature. Just an all-around bull, and I think we're going to keep seeing daughters calve in and hit the show rings pretty well. The next one is 7JE 1705 Magician. The top picture, I think she was the first place junior 2 at the show here in Ohio in the spring for Kitely and Core, maxed out at 89, and then a herd mate below at another one from that herd. Just a bull that's 16.5 JUI. Breed leader, not sure the exact stats because we haven't seen the SCR, but I know he's up there at 4.1. And there's an extreme DPR at 3.6. I think he's our highest DPR young bull in our lineup. And then Reckless, the craze out of Flawless herself, a bull that I think I've seen a couple daughters on now, and I really like the dairiness and flatness that they add to the bone. 16.5 JUI, 1.7 type, positive DPR. I think just the best is yet to come, and we're going to see some pretty good things out of this bull as the daughters start coming and hitting the show rings.
I want to talk a little about the pipeline. We've talked about a lot of bulls already. And if you have any questions, please ask them. I do have another one. Why is Matt not on the Zoetis traits? And I need to find that answer out. I can't answer that today, but we'll get back with you. It was way before we started testing with the Zoetis data. So I'm betting he just got missed in getting done, but I will confirm that. Thanks for reaching out. The pipeline's not empty, Mark. We've talked about a lot of bulls. There's a lot more that we haven't shown you today. We try to have a big encompassing program. And you'll see this bull's listed as active. He'll be released in October or November. He's still building inventory, so when we do go to market. But it's Goff Listowel Dabo. He's a Listowel out of the disco pictured on the right there. We got to go down and take those pictures last fall in New Mexico at Buster's place. And then a Pharaoh. And it goes back to a great cow family.
National Grand Champion.
National Grand Champion in Circus. And this bull's 723 cheese merit. He's 154 JPI, 86 CFP. He's plus 1.5 for mastitis on CDCB, 2.72 cell count. Just a bull that does a lot of things right out of a great cow family that's done wonderful things down at Goff's and out at Lancaster's. And it's a family that's known around the world. She scored 88 in her first lactation. She's fresh again. Look forward to getting down there this fall and seeing her again as well, Mark. Nicholas, 1928, a thrasher out of Craze Annika, pictured there at the right from Victory Farms out in South Dakota, 670 cheese, 134 JPI, 104 CFP, 719 DWP. And A2, nice bar chart to the right, a bull that we've used as sire father just like Dabo before him. And another pole bull. You see a theme, we're trying to go for more pole genetics all the time. And Skalski P, a Listowel out of Disco Honey, the 86-point Disco pictured there on the right. A bull that's 660 cheese, 132 JPI, 75 CFP, 17.9 JUI. Huge JUI, 679 DWP. Just a bull that checks a lot of boxes, 100 on his CDCB mastitis, and 106 on calf scours, 40 calf wellness dollars, 105 on calf respiratory. So I think you can tell that the Jersey genetics are not dead at Select Sires, and we have a lot coming on. We do want to take 1 minute to talk about some crossbred genetics. We call them XD genetics here at Select Sires. And we had one graduate this time. He's a Milton son out of the former #1 TPI cow Super Sire, Miri, that was in our art program. We made this calf in Jard, and he comes out at 840 cheese merit dollars with 146 daughters and 10 herds. We don't really, there's only one daughter scored. The bar chart don't tell us much yet, but it's the production that these herds want with this crossbred genetics. And he's 3,095 pound of milk, 111 of fat, 87 of protein, 198 CFP. So he does a lot of things right. His name's Tiger Woods, just a crossbred bull for that market. Not trying to push it on the Jersey guys.
He is A2.
He is A2. But we want to make sure we talk about it because there is a market for that around the world as well. And he's a bull that we think, with the proven genetics, we have some faith in what his numbers say. And then we also have another XD bull standing here, Bancroft, out of the Milton, out of the Super Sire Miri. So it's out of Tiger Woods' sister. He's 498 cheese on his genomic prediction. Hopefully he'll be getting some daughters in his around the world so we can get some information on him to see where he comes out. So just really excited to have those offerings. As like we said, we like to have something for everyone. As always, we appreciate you taking time out watching. If there's any more questions, we'd love to have them. Mark, anything you'd like to add to this?
No, I'd just like to thank everyone for their time and hope this is something that benefits you guys as well as it does us. We get questions from the field across the world, and just get a chance to refresh and just kick back and look at what actually happened this week while not behind the actual computer screen.
Yeah, a lot of data, and we appreciate you taking time. If we can ever help you, please reach out to us, email, text. It doesn't really matter. Facebook, we'll get your questions answered. We appreciate people from around the world following us and watching this today. And as we go into the fall season, our great communications team, we want to share with you the video that we announced when Chrome set the record. Joel, why don't you take it away? j 5004 River Valley CC Chrome has claimed a new title as Select Sire's lifetime sales leader for the Jersey breed. With 527,000 units sold and counting, Demand for Chrome continues to climb as he sires the industry's most successful and profitable daughters. Select Sires would like to thank River Valley for allowing us to work with such an outstanding bred individual, and also thank all the people at Select Sires, in the Federation, and around the world for helping lead the charge to make Chrome the #1 all-time seller in the history of the Jersey breed at Select Sires.